Democrats are making plans to push through the president's nearly $2 trillion economic aid package with or without Republican support. Speaker Nancy Pelosi says the House will lay the groundwork next week for reconciliation, a process that would allow the bill to pass with only Democratic votes. Yesterday, White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki reiterated that they would like Republican support, and lawmakers say bipartisan talks are ongoing. The president spoke to Senators Susan Collins and Rob Portman this week as he tries to assess where Republicans stand on the bill. However, some administration officials acknowledge privately that reconciliation seems increasingly likely. Joining us now, Democratic Senator Jeanne Shaheen of New Hampshire. She is a member of the Foreign Relations Committee. Thank you for joining us. The bill is potentially, it's going to go through either way. What's the potential you can get Republican support?
Well, I think there are provisions in the bill that Republicans do support, or at least a number of Republicans support, and hopefully they will decide that they can support those. I think we're still in a negotiation period. We're going to have to make a decision soon because as we look at, particularly at the spread of the variant and the need to get vaccines out to the states and get vaccinations into people's arms, the urgency becomes even greater. And states need these dollars. We need them not just for vaccinations, but still for PPE, for research into the genomic changes in the coronavirus. We are not doing as well as we should. So it's really important that these resources get out there and that we're also able to help people who are still suffering because of the coronavirus.
So, Senator, you obviously have been part of a group of Republicans and Democrats that have been trying to forge a middle path on issues such as this. Do you have concerns about Democrats going it alone on reconciliation, and any concerns about that actually stopping Republicans from cooperating in the future, if there's any chance of that at all now anyway?
Well, President Biden has said he would like to see us work together and get bipartisan support for his proposals. I think as we look at what comes next, whether it's immigration reform or the need to address healthcare in a broader sense and the other challenges that we're facing, an infrastructure bill, it's really important to be able to work with Republicans. So I'm still hopeful that even if we can't get their support for an initial package, that they'll help us as we're looking in greater detail at that package and think about working on amendments, for example.
So does using reconciliation, though, does that poison any future efforts for Republicans and Democrats working together?
I hope not. We've seen in the past that there has been bipartisan support for reconciliation measures. And so as I've talked to some of my Republican colleagues, they've said, well, we could support certain provisions of the bill and then you could do the rest by reconciliation. So I think that indicates that they're willing to continue to think about working together, even if some portion of the bill is done by reconciliation.
All right, Senator, thank you so much for being on the show. We so greatly appreciate it.
All right.
Hey, thanks so much for watching our YouTube channel. You can follow up on today's top stories and breaking news, or catch up on your favorite MSNBC shows all in one place. Download the NBC News app today.